You're all welcome to today's news analysis. If you care about Nigerian politics, power balance, and the 2027 road, stay right here. Because something serious is building. Quiet, but dangerous. Obasanjo is making moves. Atiku is watching closely. Peter Obi is not bending. And the ADC zoning crisis is now at the center of it all. Let's go straight. The situation we are dealing with today is not your regular political drama. This is real. It's happening right now, and it's getting bigger by the minute. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo is reportedly preparing to meet with Atiku Abubakar to discuss the ongoing ADC, African Democratic Congress, zoning crisis. And let me be clear, this is not a rumor. It's happening. But here's the thing, the meeting hasn't happened yet. It's just a signal. And when Obasanjo moves, you don't take it lightly. This is not just about a few politicians negotiating. This is a move that could change the entire landscape of Nigerian politics leading into 2027. Obasanjo is an elder statesman with experience that spans decades. He's seen it all. And when he makes a move, you know it's not just random. He's strategic. He's thinking long-term. And that's what makes this meeting so significant. Let's break it down. The ADC zoning issue has reached a boiling point. It's not just about whether the party is ready for 2027, it's about trust, power, and the future of political alliances. We're talking about a potential split. A split that could not only damage the ADC but also set off a chain reaction across Nigerian politics. We've already seen how the zoning crisis is affecting the way people view the ADC party. Some members are already divided, with the North pushing for more influence, and the South standing firm, demanding that the 2023 zoning agreement be honored. Now, if this doesn't sound familiar, it's because this is the same problem that keeps coming up in Nigerian politics, the fight for power based on regions. And the problem is clear, without a solid and agreed-upon zoning structure, there's no guarantee that the party can unite behind one candidate. This is where Obasanjo's intervention becomes critical. He's not just a bystander in this crisis. He's one of the few people who still commands respect from all sides of the political spectrum. His involvement in this conversation is not just about resolving a party's internal issue. It's about stabilizing the entire political system. Think about it. Atiku Abubakar is right in the middle of this mess. As a former vice president and a presidential candidate in 2019, Atiku is no stranger to political battles. He knows that unity in the ADC party is crucial for his own aspirations and for the future of the party. The last thing he needs right now is a full-blown internal war over zoning. That would be political suicide for him, especially considering how the last elections have shaped the way Nigerians view political stability. Now, it's important to understand that Obasanjo is not just meeting with Atiku because of personal relationships. He's meeting because of the bigger picture, the future of Nigeria. The ADC is supposed to be a unified force in the next election, but the internal cracks are starting to show. Without someone like Obasanjo stepping in, it could break into smaller, less powerful factions. And that would only play into the hands of political opponents who are waiting to take advantage of any weakness in the ruling party. So, Obasanjo's move tells us something important. He's not just trying to fix a party issue. He's trying to prevent a disaster. He knows that if ADC falls apart, the political vacuum created would be disastrous for Nigeria's future. We can't afford a fragmented system. If this zoning issue is not resolved soon, the ripple effects will be felt all across Nigerian politics. It's also important to consider the larger implications of this meeting. The way this situation is handled will set a precedent for how we deal with regional power struggles moving forward. If the zoning agreement is not respected, it will send a message that political power can be negotiated at will, based on who has the loudest voice. And that's not how a country should be run. When you break the trust between the different regions, you destabilize the entire system. And let's be real here, Obasanjo knows this. He knows that the unity of the country depends on respecting agreements. This zoning issue is more than just party politics, it's about national cohesion. That's why his intervention is so important. But the real question is, will Atiku listen? Will he agree to whatever comes out of these talks with Obasanjo, or will he try to push his own agenda? Atiku is a seasoned politician. He knows the stakes. He knows that a divided ADC will only hurt his chances in 2027. But will his ego allow him to make the necessary compromises? At this point, Atiku is watching closely. His team is probably running through different strategies, trying to predict what Obasanjo is up to. But here's the thing, Obasanjo doesn't just meet with people for show. When he speaks, people listen. So, why should you care about all of this? It's simple. Nigerian politics is like a game of chess. Every move has a consequence. Every piece on the board is important. And right now, the ADC is in danger of losing its queen. If they don't fix this zoning crisis, they risk losing everything. And that's something we cannot afford as a nation. In the end, what we're witnessing is a critical moment in Nigerian politics. The crisis over ADC zoning is not just about a few politicians arguing. It's about the stability of the nation itself. And that's why Obasanjo's potential meeting with Atiku is a game changer. But don't get it twisted, this is not just Obasanjo's fight. It's Nigeria's fight. And if we don't get it right now, the consequences will echo for years to come. So let's stay tuned. There's more to come, and I promise you, it's only getting more intense from here. At the heart of this crisis is one simple truth that many people are trying to avoid. Atiku Abubakar is from the north. The African Democratic Congress has been clear, at least on paper. Power is expected to rotate. After years of northern leadership at the federal level, the South is supposed to take over. This is not a new idea. It is not hidden. It is not confusing. It is part of the agreement that gave many people confidence in the party. So when Atiku's name enters the conversation again, tension follows. Not because Atiku is weak. Not because he lacks experience. But because his ambition directly challenges the zoning balance. This is where the real crisis begins. ADC is now caught between structure and influence. Between rules and reality. Between what was agreed and what powerful individuals want to change. And history has shown Nigerians what happens when zoning agreements are ignored. Distrust grows. Loyalty fades. And parties collapse from the inside. This is why many people within ADC are uncomfortable. They are not attacking Atiku personally. They are defending a system that was designed to protect balance. A system meant to give every region a sense of belonging. But Atiku's continued presence complicates everything. Let's be honest. Atiku has contested multiple times. He has strong networks. He has deep connections. And he understands how to apply pressure quietly. That alone makes people nervous. Because once pressure enters a system built on agreement, the agreement starts to shake. This is why some ADC members are speaking out, while others are staying silent but worried. They know that once zoning is broken, there is no going back. Today it is ignored for one person. Tomorrow it is ignored for another. And soon, the party loses its moral ground. This is also why the issue has gone beyond internal meetings. It is now a national conversation. Because if ADC bends its zoning rules now, it sends a message. A message that power can always override principle. And Nigerians are tired of that message. They've heard it for decades. They've lived with the consequences. Atiku's camp may argue that experience matters. That popularity matters. That winning matters. And yes, those things are important. But structure matters too. Without structure, even victory becomes unstable. This is the silent fear inside ADC. If a northern candidate emerges against the zoning plan, many supporters in the south may disengage. Not loudly. Not through protest. But quietly. Through withdrawal. Through loss of energy. Through reduced trust. And that kind of damage cannot be fixed during elections. That is why this crisis refuses to die down. It is not about hate. It is not about rivalry. It is about direction. ADC must decide whether it is a party guided by rules or a party driven by personalities. And Atiku, intentionally or not, has forced that decision. This is also why Obasanjo's planned involvement matters so much. Because Atiku alone cannot settle this. And ADC leadership alone may not be strong enough to resist pressure. It takes someone outside the immediate struggle, someone respected across regions, to remind everyone what is at stake. But even with that, nothing is guaranteed. Because Atiku is not known for stepping aside easily. And those who support zoning are not ready to surrender the South's turn. So ADC is standing on a thin line. One wrong move, and the party risks losing credibility before the real race even begins. And Nigerians are watching closely. Because they know this pattern. They've seen it before. And they know how it usually ends. The question now is simple, but heavy. Will ADC protect its zoning promise, or will it bend under pressure? That answer will decide not just who runs, but who believes. And once belief is gone, no campaign can save a party. Peter Obi has not been quiet in this crisis. And he has not been confused either. From the start, his position has been clear and steady. Zoning must remain in the South. Not later. Not adjusted. Not negotiated behind closed doors. For Obi, this is not just a party rule. It is a moral line. And that is what makes his stand powerful. In Nigerian politics, many leaders talk in circles. They leave space for reversal. They allow room for pressure. Obi has done the opposite. He has chosen clarity. And clarity changes everything. Because once a leader speaks clearly, others must choose where they stand. Peter Obi understands something many politicians ignore. Trust is more important than tactics. Once people believe you will defend a principle even when it is hard, they stay with you. And Obi's base understands this very well. They do not see his stand on zoning as stubbornness. They see it as consistency. This is why his position has complicated the ADC crisis further. Not because he is attacking anyone, but because he is refusing to shift. While meetings are being planned and influence is being applied, Obi is holding the same line he held from the beginning. And that puts pressure on everyone else. For ADC leaders, Obi's position creates a test. If they bend the zoning structure, they risk losing him and the supporters who trust him. If they keep zoning in the South, they risk angering powerful northern interests. There is no easy path. For Atiku, Obi's stand creates a direct contrast. One represents ambition. The other represents agreement. One asks for flexibility. The other insists on balance. And Nigerians can see that clearly. This is not a fight of words. It is a fight of values. Obi's refusal to bend has also changed the tone of the conversation. It has moved the debate from strategy to integrity. People are no longer asking who can win. They are asking who can be trusted. That is a dangerous shift for any political structure. Because once voters begin to measure trust, old advantages lose weight. Money loses power. Structure loses control. Only credibility remains. This is why Obi's role in this crisis is bigger than many realize. He is not just a participant. He is a reference point. Every decision ADC makes will now be compared to Obi's position. If they respect zoning, they appear fair. If they break it, they appear compromised. There is no middle ground. And Obi knows this. That is why he has stayed calm. No insults. No threats. No drama. Just a firm line. And sometimes, silence backed by principle speaks louder than any speech. This is also why many Nigerians are paying attention. They are tired of politics that shifts with convenience. They want predictability. They want leaders who mean what they say. Obi's stand gives them that. But this also increases the stakes. Because once a leader draws a line and refuses to move it, someone must eventually step back. Either the system adjusts to him, or he walks away. And that possibility is what makes ADC's situation dangerous. If Obi feels the party no longer respects its own agreement, he may reconsider his place. And if that happens, the damage will not be loud. It will be silent. But it will be deep. Support will drift. Energy will drop. Faith will fade. And in Nigerian politics, once faith is lost, it rarely returns. So this is where everything stands. Obasanjo is preparing to step in. Atiku is waiting for the path to open. Obi is standing still. 3 forces. 3 directions. And the African Democratic Congress must choose which one defines its future. This is not just about 2027. It is about what kind of politics Nigerians are willing to accept going forward. The next move will tell us everything. And when it happens, it will not be loud. But it will be final. Stay alert.